From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is the daily news for December 18th, 2025, and these are the stories we are covering at this hour. The U.S. has announced a $10 billion arms sales package to Taiwan. The massive package of arms sales includes medium-range missiles, howitzers, and drones. It's a move that is sure to infuriate China. The State Department announced the sales late Wednesday during a nationally televised address by Trump, who made scant mention of foreign policy issues and did not speak to trade or other issues with China. The 8 arms sales agreements cover 82 high-mobility artillery rocket systems and 420 Army tactical missile systems, similar to what the U.S. had been providing Ukraine during the Biden administration to defend itself from Russia. Those systems are worth more than $4 billion. Turning to news in the Americas, Venezuela's UN ambassador, Samuel Moncada, said in a letter to the UN Security Council on Wednesday that no head of state or government had ever come up with, quote, the deranged idea that Venezuelan national territory, including its oil fields and other assets, belong to them, end quote. The delirium increases with the ultimatum that if Venezuela does not surrender to its will, our nation will then be attacked by their military forces, he said. Moncada cited Trump's post on Truth Social on Tuesday and Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller, Heil Hitler, and his statement Wednesday that Venezuela's entire oil industry belongs to the U.S. and demanding its return. Steve, shut up. This means that the U.S. government is claiming the world's largest oil reserves as its own, would be one of the greatest acts of plunder in human history, Moncada said. He called it a confession of a crime of aggression on a large scale and a grotesque offense that violates every norm of civilization and the UN Charter. Turning to U.S. news, the U.S. House has passed Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene's, the Republican from Georgia, so-called Protect Children's Innocence Act, a bill to ban and criminalize gender-affirming care for minors nationwide. It passed 216 to 211 with Democratic Representatives Henry Cuellar of Texas and Vicente Gonzalez of Texas and Representative Don Davis of North Carolina voting with the Republican majority in favor of it. Only 4 Republicans voted against it. Though the bill is unlikely to pass the Senate, Greene touted it as one of President Trump's key campaign promises. LGBTQ plus Congress members have said the bill is cruel and criticized Republicans for focusing on anti-trans legislation while doing nothing to address more pressing social issues, like the expiring ACA credits at the end of the year. Like she cares because, Marjorie Taylor Greene, yeah, she's out of here at the end of the year. The legislation, which Greene has repeatedly introduced in successive Congress sessions since August 2022, would make it a Class C federal felony for doctors to follow the standards of care for gender dysphoria and trans youth, including prescribing any puberty blockers or hormones. I got to tell you, I am really glad Marjorie Taylor Greene is the fuck out of Congress at the end of the year. January 5th, she's out. It would also ban federal funds, including Medicaid funds, from being used for gender-affirming care for trans people, ban medical schools from teaching about such care, stop health care plans under the Affordable Care Act from funding the care, and ban anyone to have performed gender-affirming care from immigrating to the United States. Marjorie, goodbye. Just plain and simple, goodbye. Pennsylvania news. As more data centers are approved in southwestern Pennsylvania, including in Springdale Borough, state lawmakers are taking steps to make sure the centers pay their fair share and are good neighbors in their communities. These centers are moving into the region at a fast pace, and Pennsylvania Senator Lindsey Williams of District 38 knows this firsthand. A center is actually using and can use as much power as the city of Pittsburgh, Williams said. She's been reading up and listening to the experts as more plans are proposed and approved, including in her district in Springdale, where Tuesday night the Borough Council voted in favor of a conditional use permit for a data center to be built at the site of the former Cheswick generating station. We're trying to catch up and make sure that we protect our constituents in the process, Williams said. The General Assembly is proposing legislation left and right, with Williams sponsoring a bill to make sure data center companies are paying into consumer assistance programs that would help people with their electric bills. Data centers are causing rates to rise even before they're built. Maybe they're a bad idea in terms of electric bills. That's all I'm saying. The speculation of data centers coming has already increased the prices that you are seeing in your utility bills, Williams said. That is the news at this hour. If you are watching our news videos on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to our channel. PEP Radio is available on the Live 365 app, the PEP Radio page at paequality.com, Roku, and Alexa. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.